Google Gemini have just released a brand new update, which is the Gemini Canvas. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. This is available for free, so anyone can get access to this. And you can basically write code and create all in one interactive space. You can also do deep research inside Gemini for free as well, which is super powerful. And essentially, I'm going to be showing you some of the best ways to use this, how to get access, and what it is, plus why it's different, right? Because obviously, ChatGPT and Claude both have the canvas feature inside it. It actually took a long time for Gemini to use this, but I'm going to show you step by step exactly how it was, why to use it, and why this is potentially better than other options that you've got on the market right now. There's also some new features, including Gemini Drawing, which I'll show you in a second, and it is really fun to play with. I'll show you how to use that step by step. But essentially what you can do here is you can draft content and websites like you can see. You can also create games and quizzes. You can visualize like coding. So for example, like a website or an algorithm and that sort of thing. And even has like crazy stuff like this physics particle simulator, which is pretty crazy. Let's open that up so we can actually try it right now. This is an example of the canvas. So if we click on these, we can get an example of it. Let's try the coding algorithm visualization as well. So this is another option. And you can see here, for example, if we press play, this is from Gemini Canvas, right? Now, have you ever seen something like this look as good on, say, for example, Claude or, for example, ChatGPT? Probably not, right? And you can create this sort of stuff without coding or any sort of coding skills, which is pretty amazing. The same with quizzes, right? So, for example, if we go on this physics quiz example, what is the term for energy possessed by an object due to its motion? Oh, I actually got it right. Wow. I was paying attention at school. But yeah, you get the point. Like you can create these nicely designed quizzes. Great for training your team and also learning if you have knowledge that you want to improve, etc. And it's pretty simple and easy to get access. You just go to Canvas on Google. So if you want to try this out, go to Canvas like you can see right here. You can use this on the free plan, so you don't need to be paying for this to use it. And then, for example, we can select Canvas down here, right? So that's the key here, select Canvas. Now, the cool thing about Gemini is it can do live searches as well. So, for example, if we say, okay, tell me what are today's news headlines in AI, right? We'll test it out. I also really like Gemini because number one, the UI is super nice, but number two as well, it's really fast to respond. Like you can see how quick it responds to us, right? Which is pretty awesome when you think about it because it just makes everything easier. Now, using the Canvas feature, if we say, okay, create a beautiful landing page using this information for my AI news website, it's going to start running that like you can see. And then we can use this to start building this out, right? So wait for that to load. And you can see it's coding right here. So it's actually created now. And then look at the page you get back. Like it looks really cool. You can also share this. So you can share it on a Canvas subdomain like you see right here. So if we open this up, this is the subdomain we just created. And we just coded the whole website in one prompt, one single prompt. Plus we connected Gemini to the internet to get the latest news so that our page actually looks better. Now, let me compare how that looks versus something like Claude. Claude have just released web search as well, which is great. But with Claude, let me show you an example of what the difference is here. All right. So if we open this up and we'll go to, for example, leveraging web search over here. We're going to open this up. This is an example of the page that Claude did with pretty much the same prompts, right? Now, Claude has always been like my favorite tool for coding and that sort of thing. But look at the difference here. And don't even get me started on ChatGPT. I'll show you the examples of ChatGPT in a second and how that compares. But look at the difference in class here. So this is the example from Claude. Really basic design, doesn't look that modern. Not really that nice on responsive mode as well, as you can see. Whereas compare that versus the design quality of Gemini, right? Gemini is actually smart enough as well to figure out, okay, I don't have any images to work with. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill in the blanks and not leave any nasty black spaces for images to insert. So inside Claude, you got all these boring gray sections where I have to insert an image manually, but I can't because there's no upload feature. I'd have to go back and forth with ever and ever again. Whereas, for example, inside Gemini Gemini is so much better because number one, it creates a more modern landing page, but number two, it's smart enough to figure out, okay, I haven't got any images to work with, so let's just insert that in, right? Now, even worse, you might be saying, okay, but compare it to ChatGPT, compare Canvas on Gemini to Chat. If we go onto ChatGPT and we'll open up the previous example that I did using pretty much the same prompts, right? So we went into ChatGPT and we said, find the latest headlines from this week about AI. So that's exactly what we did with Gemini in this search. Let me close this, right? So he said, tell me what are today's news headlines in AI. Same prompt. And it did its magic, which is great. But when we went to ChatGPT, we said, create a landing page, website, beautifully designed using this information, right? That's the whole point of this. And if we compare them side by side, ChatGPT is just, all right, mate, I'm not going to code it. I'm not going to create the landing page, but here's just some random information about me and, you know, the page that you want. Whereas, for example, Gemini was like, boom, shakalaka, let's code this bad boy out. Same prompt, same process, but it was smart enough to figure out, okay, we need HTML. Right? And so for me personally, you compare the coding quality of Gemini Canvas versus Claude, and Gemini's code is nicer. Like the UI is 10 times nicer, especially on the canvas. If we compare it versus ChatGPT, ChatGPT doesn't even create the website, right? It's just a very basic website. Now, you might be saying, okay, but what about Grok? So we can compare Grok side by side as well. Let's do that. We use exactly the same prompts. So let's pull this up. We'll say, tell me what are today's news headlines in AI. And we'll open this up. It does it, and it's super fast to reply. That is impressive. But now we're going to say, okay, create a new landing page, and we'll just compare which one does a better code, which one is a better option. Bear in mind, Gemini Canvas is free, so you're not paying for Gemini. I think Grok is very limited in terms of its maximum responses per day. But let's see what we get back. It is really quick at replying with code. So we've got that ready to go. Let's preview it over here. And look at that. So that's the response you get back from Grok. Now, Grok is supposed to be like one of the best AIs in the world. But which one gives you the better outputs? Which landing page do you prefer? Is it this one from Grok, which is like super basic, super boring, really basic design, no navigation bar there, no logo, no name of the publication, very short, not nicely designed, no information about the publication, no contact us button, and the design is like really old style? Or do you want this style, right, from Gemini, which we did with exactly the same prompts, right? Which is, for example, you've got the AI news today, it's got the information about it, it's nicely designed, it's got this clear CTA button, the information, the headlines are good, it splits it into AI news and AI resources, and then you've also got some information about AI today, which is the name of the publication. Most people don't know about this, like it's so brand new, most people have not realized how good Gemini just became at coding, especially on the front end. It's absolutely awesome. And because it's connected to the internet as well, you can create really good outputs. And as I've shown you today, they're better than Claude and they're better than ChatGPT. And it tends to follow instructions better than these tools as well. Not just that, right? So inside Gemini as well, because you have the new Canvas feature, if we open up a new chat here, and I'm going to upload my book, right? My link building mastery book. So let me find that one. Let's pull this up, for example. Where is it now? There we go. All right, so this is a book that I wrote a few years ago called SEO Link Building Mastery. So we're uploading that document, and you can see here, we don't need to prompt it. We don't need to give it any instructions, but it will come up with this option to generate an audio overview, right? And so we can now create a podcast using Gemini directly, right? This is kind of like a notebook LM feature that they've inserted into Google Gemini, which is awesome because this is totally unique, right? Tell me how to do this with Claude or ChatGPT or Grok. You can't. It's very unique. All of a sudden, and it's not taken a few days, it's only taken one single update for Gemini to really get back in the race and to become something that's super powerful and super useful, right? And so if you're not using this stuff, bearing in mind it's free, like you're missing out really because it's really powerful and it's super easy to use and get set up. Just wanted to show you that because we'll wait for that to load. But the fact that you can generate podcasts on the spot, the fact that you can create beautifully designed websites on the spot, and you don't need to be able to code for any of this, plus it requires very minimal prompting, and it outperforms ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok, shows you how powerful this stuff is. Right. Let me go back to some of the other previous examples that I've done. So I've actually created a audio overview example right here. So this is the audio overview from a previous example using the exact same document, right? So this is a link building mastery book. And bear in mind, this is a 69-page book, right? Now, if we actually open this up, what this is going to be is an example of two different AIs speaking to each other, right? One's female, one's male as a voice. And they're basically speaking to each other about my book.
So today we're going to dive into something that I think a lot of people struggle with. We are going to try to demystify link building for SEO.
Oh, yeah.
And we are going to be using a really cool ebook that I found. It's called Link Building Mastery by Goldie.
Oh, fantastic.
And
Who's an absolute legend, by the way.
in this deep dive, we're really trying to drill down and figure out what are the most effective, ethical link building techniques that you can use to improve your website's business.
So I'm not going to play it any more than that because otherwise you're just watching a couple of AIs talk to each other and that wouldn't be super exciting. But you get the point. Like, you can create a really powerful podcast that's super contextually relevant to what you've talked about. It references me, the name of the book. All we had to do was upload the book. Like, it required very little prompting and it was incredibly easy to do. And that's the power of this, is like, you can do that all with one single prompt. And then you could even, for example, turn that into a website. And all of a sudden, you can take one piece of content and chop it up across 11 different platforms at least. And it is incredibly easy to do that. So if you've not tested this out, you're missing out. And you can see the power of it. Now, what you can also do here is you can download it, right? So you can download that file, then you could upload it to SoundCloud, for example. And you could even turn that into a YouTube video as well. You can also, for example, share this link. So you can share this to social media, or you can copy the link. You can delete it at any time as well. And you could also go back and forth inside Gemini and ask it to improve things as well. But yeah, really cool. You can also, for example, like edit the instructions. So you could regenerate the audio overview, but give it more instructions on what you want them to talk about, how to talk about you, etc. And all of a sudden you can turn like any document into a piece of content that's actually quite interesting. Like, this is genuinely interesting. It's 6 minutes, 40 seconds long, like you see right here. And you can easily embed that online as well. So you get the point of exactly how to use this, what it's useful for, creating websites. Here's another example. So this is Gemini Drawing. I think this is based on the new Gemini 2.0 native image generation update. But for example, if we draw a stick man, like you can see right here, right? So this is another feature of Gemini. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to say, okay, make this stick man way more interesting. And Gemini, with this awesome tool on Hugging Face, is smart enough to figure out, okay, this is a picture of a stick man, a drawing, and let's make it more interesting. So we'll see what we get back here. You can also change the color in the top left, or you can delete it, etc. But you see how that's just taken the drawing that we previously created and then totally updated it with like shoes and hands and like a crazy face, etc. Gemini is super powerful. Here's another example. So this is using Canvas feature, this Twitter post from Poonam Soni, who says they actually created a Pong game. So you can create interactive games directly inside Gemini Canvas. You don't need to have to code. So for example, if we say, okay, create a ping pong game, make sure you've got Canvas selected right here, hit enter, and then boom shakalaka, we've got the ping pong game ready to go. And it was really simple and easy to build, right? It might take a couple of minutes to generate. It is a game, but it's designed in HTML, which is awesome. I'm going to turn the sound off, but you see how easy that was to build? Like, it's got the sound, it works perfectly. It actually works. Back in the day, back in the 80s, right? You'd have a whole team building this out. Now, someone like me can just go on and say, create this, and it'll go off, create it, and you're ready to go. So really powerful, super impressive. I've never really been impressed with Google Gemini, but this one was special. And I think if they keep going on that trajectory, the AI is only going to get better and better. So if you want to get access to all my best prompts, AI agents, workflows, if you want to make more money with AI and also save time, save hundreds of AI, feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom. Price is going up at the end of the month. This comes with all my best automations and email content automation. Bear in mind, each one of these modules is like a full course. So if you just want to learn as much as you can about AI, this is awesome. And if you want to make it super actionable, get the crash course, right? And just start here, do this, and then implement one of these systems a week. And I can almost guarantee that you'll save hundreds of hours, just like we have, by scaling with AI. On top of that, inside the SAP section here, this is updated all the time with my latest tools, tips, templates, workflows. We released some MCP agents this week as well. So there's some absolutely awesome stuff in there. And then also inside the community, if you ever get stuck, you can post inside the community. We've got 489 members to help you out, like you can see right here. And people are getting their questions answered really quickly. So you can see here, for example, someone posted 4 days ago and they get their answer within 24 hours, usually less. This person asked a question yesterday and they got an answer yesterday, right? And so the whole community here is just dedicated to helping you out, helping you grow, make more money with AI. And also there's weekly Q&A so you can jump on with us as well. So some awesome stuff in there as well. And if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to get that link inside the comments and description. On this free SEO strategy session, we'll show you how to take websites from 0 to 145,000 visits this month and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. And you'll basically get a free custom tailored SEO game plan one-to-one. If you want to learn how AI is changing the game, if you want to learn how to get more leads, traffic, and sales with SEO, etc., then this is definitely well worth booking in. It's completely free. And you can see all the stuff that we've used to help our clients. We've got lots of happy clients. I think we've got over 100 testimonials on our website now as an SEO agency. So feel free to get that link in the comments and description to the free SEO strategy session.